Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy mau bantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy mau bantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy mau bantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy mau bantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru.
Hey, AIESEC!
What's up? What's up?
Once more ya, satu kali lagi ya, yang lebih semangat. Oke, 1, 2, 3. Hey, AIESEC!
What's up?
Oke, aku excited banget karena akhirnya bisa teriak lagi. Kalau di hotel tuh pede gitu teriak. Kalau kemarin venue-nya di rumah agak kayak
Recording in progress.
Okay, so first of all, I would like to welcome you to the MCP election of AIESEC Indonesia term 22-23. Selamat datang di election kali ini, dan kali ini kita bakal memilih nih kira-kira MCP buat di next term-nya siapa kayak gitu. Today we have one candidate, namanya adalah Nico Rafita Pobolon. Biasanya kita mengenalnya lebih akrab lagi dengan Ico ya kayak gitu. Dan Ico sendiri adalah MCP dari Talent Management di AIESEC Indonesia tahun 2021-2022 kayak gitu. Bakal ada serangkaian hal yang nanti juga kita lewati di election ini. Jadi bakal ada personal questions blog, kemudian juga bakal ada eksternal, kemudian dilanjutkan dengan strategical questions kayak gitu. So dari sekarang boleh banget nih LCP sudah mulai cat pertanyaannya, kira-kira mau nanya apa aja kayak gitu. Semoga lancar hari ini. Without further ado, kita mulai aja. Aku mau melakukan unofficial roll call. Jadi aku mau ngecek apakah setiap LC sudah hadir di dalam Zoom meeting ini kayak gitu. Oke. Oke, jadi buat full member entities dulu, MC AIESEC Indonesia, of course, we're here. Yang kedua adalah AIESEC in IPB. Apakah ada AIESEC in IPB?
Present.
AIESEC in UGM?
Present.
Okay. AIESEC in UI?
Present.
AIESEC in UIN Jakarta? UIN Jakarta? I think AIESEC UIN Jakarta proxy. Proxy-nya boleh bilang present?
I'm sorry, AIESEC in UIN Jakarta, proxy by AIESEC in IPB.
Oke, cool. AIESEC in UMM.
Present.
Oke, wow, nice banget. AIESEC in Unhas.
Present.
Oke. Terakhir review member AIESEC in UPNVJ.
Present.
Present.
Now we move to the non-full member entities. AIESEC in Bandung.
Present.
Okay. AIESEC in Binus.
Present.
AIESEC in PM,
Present.
AIESEC in PU,
Present.
AIESEC in Semarang,
Proxy by AIESEC in NEC.
AIESEC in Surabaya,
Present.
AIESEC in Trisakti,
Present.
AIESEC in UB. Okay, I think you can hear me now. Yes, and I think you can see me as well. So ya, setelah ada unofficial roll call, kita juga pasti bakal ada motion ya untuk bisa melanjutkan dan juga bisa officially open this NEC 2022 kayak gitu. So we can proceed to the next slide. Oh oke, agenda dulu ya. Aku bakal bacain agenda buat kalian. Jadi kita bakal start sekarang dari jam 9.30 sampai sekitar can I see it? Wait. Sampai jam 9.30, kemudian 9.30 sampai 9.45 kita akan ada election opening legislation which is happening right now. Kemudian di 9.45 sampai jam 10 kita bakal ada opening speech dari candidate, so then we can start exactly di 9.45 dalam beberapa menit lagi. Kemudian ada personal questions block itu pada pukul 10 sampai 10.45 kita punya 45 menit. Kemudian external block kita ada 75 menit, 60 menit buat external block menanyakan Q&A sessionnya dan 15 menit untuk consolidation. Di start dari jam 10.45 sampai jam 12. Jam 12 sampai jam 1 kita ada break, jadi kalau misalnya kalian mau leave the Zoom room, that's fine. Kemudian jam 1 sampai jam 1.15 kita bakal ada LC roll call yang kedua, so ensure that you're coming after the break ya, kayak gitu. And then jam 13.15 sampai 14.15 kita punya 1 jam untuk strategical questions yang ada di LC. Kemudian kita punya sekitar 45 menit untuk strategical block yang ada di MC, diikuti oleh closing speech. Kemudian juga ada LC consolidation space dari non-full member. Kemudian juga ada voting procedure explanation dan voting time, kayak gitu. Kemudian nanti bakal ditutup dengan counting process dan announcement of course, kayak gitu. Nah, jadi kalau misalnya kalian bisa lihat, ada abu-abu yang warnanya muda, itu adalah di mana LC harus hadir, kayak gitu ya. Jadi kalau misalnya kalian mau nonton, kalian mau lihat, itu adalah di abu-abu yang muda, kayak gitu. Kemudian di abu-abu yang tua itu adalah ketika kita bakal tetap live, kayak gitu. Kita bakal tetap ada Zoom-nya dan bakal ada YouTube-nya tetap berjalan, tapi itu bakal off, kita nggak bakal siaran langsung, istilahnya kayak gitu. Kemudian ketika itu warnanya abu-abu hitam, yang hitam itu adalah break, kalian boleh keluar kayak gitu. Nah, ensure buat para LCP kalian hadir di sekarang di tadi roll call setelah ini di opening legislation, kemudian juga nanti setelah break on time, oke? Karena kita bakal ada LC roll call at those times kayak gitu. Oke, we can proceed to the next slide. Yes, election opening. So then it's starting, guys. First of all adalah motion yang pertama. Jadi motion yang pertama adalah proposed by AIESEC in Indonesia, seconded by AIESEC in UGM. Motion read to open the MCP election of AIESEC in Indonesia 2022-23. Kayak gitu. Explanation, because we need to elect the new member committee president of AIESEC in Indonesia. So proposed to speak, yeah, I hope everything is actually going well until the end of the session. So yeah, good luck for everyone, including for the candidate. Seconded to speak, AIESEC in UGM.
Wait.
Thank you. Speakers in favors? Speakers against?
Wave.
General discussion?
Wave.
Can we open this by acclamation? Okay, the second motion. Proposed by AIESEC in Indonesia, seconded by AIESEC in UI. Motion read, to charge Oren Pan as the election chair and Amira Fairuz Salsabila as note taker. Explanation, because we need to have an election chair to lead the election process and a note in minutes of meeting. Yeah. So proposed to speak. Thank you so much, Auren. Thank you so much, Amira, for your willingness to help this election process. Good luck. And then seconded to speak,
Wave.
ISEC UI. Thank you. Speakers in favors?
Wave.
Against? General discussions? Can we pass this information? I will over this to Paola as the chair. Thank you.
Hi everyone. Can everybody hear me back there at home? Is it already good?
We hear you, but it is echoing.
Sorry? Okay.
Okay. How about now? Can everybody hear me clearly? Okay,
Yes,
so
we could
sorry
hear you.
for this earlier. And thank you also to your current MCP, and thank you for the conference committee and for the election committee for having prepared for all of this with all them in mind. Like we said that we're going to have our first official roll call. Am I in the picture right? Okay, sorry for being awkward and have been outside for during the pandemic. So without further ado, I'm going to start with MC AIESEC Indonesia. Present. And then the second one would be let me see. Oh yeah, AIESEC in ITV.
Present.
AIESEC in ITV. And then AIESEC in BGM.
Present.
AIESEC in UI.
Present.
AIESEC in UIN Jakarta.
Proxy by AIESEC in IPB.
Thank you, AIESEC in ITV. AIESEC in UMM.
Present.
Thank you, AIESEC in UNHAS.
Present.
AIESEC in UPNPJ.
Present.
Okay, thank you for all the full member entities. And then we're going to proceed with the non-full member entities. By this point, you need to be aware of which entities are getting called before you. So please be prepared to turn on your mic. AIESEC in Bandung.
Present.
AIESEC in Pinus.
Present.
AIESEC in TN.
Present.
AIESEC in Tiu.
Present.
AIESEC in Semarang.
Proxy by AIESEC in UNED.
Thank you, AIESEC in UNED. AIESEC in Surabaya.
Present.
AIESEC in Trisakti.
Present.
AIESEC in UD.
Present.
AIESEC in Unan.
Present.
AIESEC in UNED.
Present.
AIESEC in Unila.
Present.
AIESEC in UNJ.
Present.
AIESEC in UNTA.
Present. Present.
Okay. AIESEC in UNS.
Present.
AIESEC in UNS. Can you repeat?
Present.
Yes, AIESEC person, yeah. AIESEC in Unsur.
Present.
AIESEC in Unstri.
Present.
AIESEC in Untan.
Present.
AIESEC in UPNPY.
Present.
AIESEC in USU.
Present.
Okay, so we have two proxies as the general authority of everything. Okay, thank you very much. And now it's already time, I guess, to start with the opening speech. But then we're going to look at our MCP candidates video first. Okay? Yeah. Okay. So we're just going to welcome the MCP candidates right away. Is it? Right?
Is our MCP candidate ready to be welcomed? Okay, sorry. Again, sorry for the technical difficulties earlier. But I don't think I have introduced myself properly earlier because of the trying to modify and adapt everything. So welcome everyone back at home. My name is Warren Kwan. I'm your chair for this election conference. I was in your position for several times before. I was a member of AIESEC. I joined AIESEC in 2014. I finished AIESEC in 2019, so I've been there for 5 years. Yeah, hopefully if this is your first conference experience, if this is your first election experience, I will welcome you. Hopefully you get to enjoy this. Okay, so we have our MCP candidate ready to enter this room. Okay, so are you nervous? Okay, so, all right. Now, please welcome our MCP candidate 2223. Give a round of applause and make some noise for him, okay? 1, 2, 3.
MC. MC.
Please welcome our MCP candidate. So, right now we're going to hear our MCP candidate's opening speech. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you for the opportunity. This is your time. Okay, you have the time already. Okay, you may give the time.
Okay. Hi, Isaac.
What's up?
Today is a particular day for me and very special day for me because this is actually another hardest choice or maybe decision that I ever made during my entire life. And I would probably say it was very hard when I, run being to apply for LCVP, LCP, or even MCVP. And it was very exciting and also grateful. And the same things that actually also happening, and like fears, exciting, and like happiness is actually bursting in me right now. And I probably was to say to the national plenary, one thing that I am sure, and you also sure, that AIESEC in Indonesia is bigger than our challenges, bigger than our like bottleneck and also like our weaknesses, because I believe from the past 38 years ago, like we are built for the dreams and also for the ambition that our founders create and have wants to take another. But one thing that I am sure, all the dreams and also all the ambition from our founders will not taking forward if there is no one and there is no small step that actually continue the legacy itself. And today, me as the member committee president of AIESEC in Indonesia candidate will taking the very first step to continue the legacy. And yeah, I think that is all. With that, I'm bringing my tagline, which is take charge, drive change, to actually creating something more meaningful and essential. Because in the end of the day, if you want to inspire people, if you want to create something meaningful to everyone, you should start by asking to yourself. You should start
MCP. 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 MCP.
Okay, so thank you. Now, just wanting to do another sound check. Am I audible right now? Very well, no issues. Okay, so thank you so much to your MCP candidate, Nico, for your opening speech. Now we're going to proceed with the personal questions block, right? First, we are going to hear 3 questions.
Won't hold back.
And then we're going to have all the questions answered, and then we're going to have another 3 questions. So each round will have 3 questions. In the first several rounds, I'm going to ask for the full members to ask their questions first, and then we're going to take the chance for all the both the full members and the non-members to ask the questions to your candidate. Okay. Should there be no more questions, kindly give a sign in the chat if you can proceed with less than 3 questions in the round. Okay, have your questions prepared, and keep in mind that this is a personal block, so kindly refrain yourself from asking questions that are intended for the strategy. And also please refrain yourself from also asking something that's sensitive, that's too personal, that's too private. And both the chair and the candidate have the right to refuse has the right to refuse to answer the questions if it's considered to be any of the following earlier. Okay. So may we have the first 3 entities, the 3 members, to raise their hands in the chat? No, in the Zoom. Who's going to be the start? Okay, we have one. I second you. Any other members? Okay, so we're going to proceed with one question from one member first. It comes from AIESEC Ingui. Keep in mind that whoever will be asking the questions, you have 1 minute to ask. Okay, so keep in mind of the time. Okay, so AIESEC Ingui, you might turn on your mic and ask the questions.
Okay, thank you so much, Chair. And hi, Ka Icho. Good luck for today. I want to ask you a very simple question. I want to know what is your selfless reason for pursuing this role and your selfish reason for pursuing this role. Thank you.
Okay, I'm not really sure your question, but I know that it's all about selfless reason. If I can actually share to you a little bit about my reason, my very first selfless reason is more into like the network that you actually have when you able to be MCP. It's something that maybe not everyone can have. So I probably said that the network from our BOE, from our SG, or even another alumni that can maybe support my future career. And then the next one is more into when I'm talking about my selfish, it's more into my ambition. I have like an ambition to be a leader or someone that actually leading like a big amount of group of organization. And then the next one is more into selfless. I don't know, like I'm quite like very sensitive in terms of personal and also feeling. So when it comes to like people approaching me and encourage me, I will do that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the first question and for the first answers. Do we have more raise of hands? Anyone who still wants to ask the questions? The full members or maybe the non-full members have the question. Okay, thank you, AIESEC Unhas. Anyone else? Okay, great. So we have 2 members here. Okay, we have more. We're going to go with AIESEC Unhas first, and then AIESEC UNS, and then AIESEC PM. After that, Nico can wait. We'll just do everything one by one. Okay. So first we have AIESEC Unhas first. Okay, AIESEC Unhas, you may turn on your mic, and then Nico will answer.
Okay,
Thank
thank you
you.
so much, Chair. And hello, Paicho. I just want to ask you a question that if you can turn back the past to the past, what things that you want to change? Thank you.
Like going back again, because I believe my past is shaping me until me as that strong enough to be HO right now. So I probably can say, our past is somehow very hard, somehow is very, like very painful. But in the end of the day, we are not that strong enough until today if we don't if we don't face some kind of challenging part and so on. So I probably always like living your lives and trying to understand about what the meaning from the earth given to you.
Okay, thank you very much. And then we have another questions from AIESEC in UNS. You may turn on your mic.
Okay, thank you so much, Chair. Am I audible? Okay, so hi candidate. My question would be, could you please tell us why we should not elect you as our MCP of AIESEC in Indonesia? Thank you.
Okay, maybe the very first one is because I am very personal and also like feeling person. So I probably can, ruin the experience of being, the top leader of this organization. And the second one, I probably can say that I am not really, very having the face of leader when it comes to have the independent and so on. So it probably can be another, threat towards my my application and my process after this. And the last one is more into I am very somehow I am always questioning about like what I'm going to do this one, and then very overthinking regarding about taking a fast decision. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And then we have another question from AIESEC in PM.
Thank you, Chair. So, hello, Kaicho. Hope you are well today, even though I know you're very nervous. Well, my question would be, if you were elected as the MCP of AIESEC in Indonesia, what makes you resign? Thank you.
Okay, there will be three things that makes me resign. The very first one maybe could be the serious health condition, because currently I also, having some kind of medication towards my health condition. And the second one is more into maybe regarding about family issue. If let's say my father asked me to, like to support the family more rather than taking care of my own personal development. And maybe another things like my family needs me to go back into my hometown and then to support them to do some kind of business and so on. And then the very last one is more into maybe if I don't get a trust again from the network, which is maybe let's say later on the LCP commission asking me to actually giving a motion to resign and so on. So I think there will be three things make me resign. But towards everything, I believe that my purpose to taking this role it's something that bigger than myself. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. And then next we have AIESEC in Bandung.
Okay, thank you very much. Hello Icho, this is Irfan from AIESEC Bandung. I would like to ask, other than your experience in AIESEC, I believe that that a leader should have a lot of ideas and inspiration if you want a big change in our organization. So I would like to ask, other than your experience in AIESEC, is there anything that you might do outside of AIESEC that is related to your current role that you're applying right now, that is going to contribute of those
It seems that we are having a trouble hearing the full questions, AIESEC in Bandung. Well, do you think that you get the answers already? No. Do you think that you get the question?
moving forward?
Or do you want AIESEC in Bandung to write it?
It depends on the share.
Sorry? Okay, so AIESEC in Bandung, if you hear me, maybe someone can also help me to tell AIESEC in Bandung by the chat. Maybe they can write the questions in the chat first, and then we're going to proceed with the next question from AIESEC UPNVI. Is that okay? Okay, so AIESEC in UPNVI, you may ask your questions, and then after this, we will go to AIESEC in Bandung questions again, okay? Thank you, AIESEC in UPNVI.
Okay, thank you, Chair. So, hi, Kak Icho, as your home-based LC, we really support you, so good luck. My question is, choose one character in film that represent yours, and why you choose him or her. Thank you.
Okay, so probably I really adore Liam Neeson so much. If you know about like all those movie that he, like he be the actor. He actually someone that focusing on like action movie and then like doing some kind of exploring and doing some kind of action things. So I probably can say he is one of my inspirational towards like to explore my life, to explore something that I never experiencing before. Thank you, Fir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. We don't have two questions from AIESEC in Bandung yet. So we're just going to go with AIESEC in Unsut first. Okay, AIESEC in Unsut. Oh, we have two questions from. Oh, sorry, this is another chat. Okay, thank you. AIESEC in Unsut, you may ask the questions.
All right. Thank you so much, Chair. And hello, Bang Ijo. My question would be, in your current team, what personality from yourself that your team would hate the most about you? Thank you.
Hate. Okay. Okay, I could be my very first things that maybe my team will hate about, because I am very loud and so annoying towards a whole of my experience in MC. Like most of MC, sometimes they are very freaked out when I actually get annoyed and make them loud. And then the second one is more into, maybe somehow I can say that I always thought I always think that my ideas is better than people than the other else. So I will let them to actually implementing my ideas first rather than them. And the third one is maybe I cannot like separating into like something more serious and also like some kind of jokes and so on, like in the different time, because yeah, somehow I like mixing every single things in somehow we need to be serious, but I am making a jokes. But when we trying to make a jokes, I'm making it so much personal. So like it would be very tricky for the team later on.
Okay, thank you, Isaac. Isaac in Unsut. And then, do we have a question from Isaac in Bandung? Yes, we have the question from Isaac in Bandung. Nico, I will also try to read the questions. So this is Irfan from Isaac in Bandung. I believe to implement big changes in an organization, we need a leader that has ideas and inspiration outside of the organization he is in right now. So Icho, do you have any of that past experience that might give you that ability or extra knowledge and inspiration? Is the question clear? Okay.
Okay, maybe regarding about my outside access experience, I probably can say I started as an intern back then in one of the startup in Barcelona, and I'm doing like virtual internship, and it calls the Point Group. If you already know, or if you don't know, like I give you right now, what actually I can learn from them, and maybe can be another experience for Isaac, because it actually really like new startup, and then like most of the things they are always looking and trying to making everything in terms of sense of belonging, because they believe that the fundamental to creating a business growth is actually how to connect people with people. And then the next one, I'm applying for being the associate in one of the FMCG, which is right now is our current partner. I am being the associate of HRBP, and what I learned is more about like to creating the strategical is not only but the people, but more into how to making sure like every single functional and also every single division can get the same persona. And then the next one more into I get accepted in Tata back then before I apply for MCVP. And what actually I learned is more about they have the core foundation of their company, which is they trying to connecting people and making their company as a word. So I think it would be another learning point for me.
Okay, thank you very much. And then now we have a question from my second BGM. My second BGM. Calling once. Oh. Okay, so Isaac and GM is writing their questions in the chat, so I will try to read it for you as well. Hello, Kaicho. What are the things left in Isaac for you to learn, and what are left for you to give back since you've been here for a long time? Okay, that's the question from Isaac and GM.
Okay, I think what left in AIESEC, for me, I've been in AIESEC around like 5 years ago, and what I can say that it's more into the mindset when. And also the excitement when they are actually taking another role. For me, when I was a very new member, I was very exciting and also feel challenged when I taking another role. But turns out for now, like I could say that not everyone really engaged and wants to take and contribute more for this organization. And like there is no like prestigious things atau feeling when they actually taking another step for, let's say, being VP or maybe even LCP gitu. But when it comes to my term back then, like everyone really like very satisfied and also really wants to take and contribute more. But today maybe it's all about our generation, I could say, because yeah, most of the people trying to find like another opportunity outside the organization. So I probably will say it is something that I want to like emphasizing more later on when I got elected, how to actually creating some kind of ownership toward the members to actually understand that they are here to not like taking anything, but more into how to okay.
Time's up. Okay, thank you. And then now we have the questions from the MCIC Indonesia team. You have.
Okay. May I ask the questions now?
Demiro right now.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Chair. Icho, my roommate, I'm sure that me and the whole plenary of AIESEC Indonesia are blessing right now having you in here as a candidate. As we know, I was also an applicant, and if I made it to accompany you today as a candidate, what makes you better than me? Disrespectfully. Okay. Okay, what makes me better than you, Demi? The very first one, maybe I could probably say that my personality is different than you. Maybe we kind of same, but somehow like I can say my personality and also my approachment toward another people, like it's really really welcome and also like open to everyone. Like I am very easygoing and also can be a social butterfly for everyone. And then the next one, maybe I could say the way of how I engage the member, and I can probably say like a lot of things that actually happen in my commission. Like we're working, going out, and then like we're having fun, or even like creating some kind of event. So I probably say that I am better than you in terms of engagement. But towards everything, I know that you also another like asset in AIESEC Indonesia.
Okay, thank you very much. And now we have another question from AIESEC in PM.
Okay, thank you, Chair. Hello, Kaicho. So I want to know, in your opinion, how later on being an MCP helps your passion and career in the future after you finish your experience in AIESEC? Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Cody, for the question. Maybe I can actually my biggest my biggest dream for my career, it's how I can actually being the HR consultant. And then I think why this role it actually really matters for me, because I actually can understand to managing the organization, managing people, and how like to creating the business model and creating a business growth plan towards the organization. And another thing that I also have the same thing with KUP, like I want to take another master degree, maybe after my AIESEC experience, or even after my AIESEC experience, and then I get the work, or later on. But I am really, concerned about leadership and management. So and it is in Utrecht University, and yeah, that's one of the things that I probably can say, taking this role can make me learn to grow in terms of leadership and management, for the people, for the business, for also the operation and financial things.
Cool. Thank you. And then next we have a question from AIESEC in UB.
Okay, thank you, Chair. So, hi, Kaicho. I will ask, what are your weaknesses you need to cope that will disturb you in your role later as MCP?
Okay, I probably can say my very first weaknesses can be my strength too, because I am very personal. I can say it is my weaknesses, but in the same time I can say it is my strength too, because somehow when I when I making a decision, I always trying to find what they will feel after this, what they will after something they will, and so on. Another hot button for me on about my feedbacks towards their work. And the second one is more into, I'm not very detailed person, so like it also always be an issue for me, and also KUP back then, like everything regarding about the things that I have done in MC team, like I was trying to giving another screening session with KUP, so that like he can making sure
Recording
and ensure
stopped. Recording in
my work.
progress.
And the very last one is, maybe I'm not really specialist person, so I am not really wants to like getting to know deeper, but I wants to like doing some kind of. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And then next we have a question from AIESEC in Unpad.
Hi, Kaicho. First of all, congratulations for making it this far. My question is, how are you going to describe your favorite color to a blind person? Thank you.
Hello. Can you repeat again, guys? Okay, my favorite color is actually blue, but it's really hard for like blind people to actually understanding about the feel the we can sense it. But basically, I probably can say I'm shifting it into black. So when they asking me what is my favorite color, the color that you are seeing right now, so it is black.
Thank you for the question. And then next we have AIESEC in UNJ.
Okay. Am I audible? Okay, cool. Thank you, Chair. Hi, Joe. My questions will be not make you think a lot, but I know that you are fans of Doja Cat, so please can you sing a Doja Cat song for us with the hype? With the hype, yeah. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. 30 second or like. Guys, I'm not a good singer, but yeah, let me try this. We clown and yes, and we love and always just say goodbye. La 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 la. And we hug and yes, na 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 na. Can you kiss me more? We're so young, but we ain't got things to lose. Oh, oh, it's just principle. Baby, hold me, cause I like the way you move. Oh, oh. Wow. Thank you for it.
Aku sih yes ya. Thank you so much for the brief performance from our MCP candidate, and thank you for the request. Next we have the question from Isaac in ITV.
Hi, Kaijo, this is Alpha. So my question will be, what is the best advice someone has given to you so far? Thank you.
Okay, I probably can say it was my chair back then in my local conference, and then like he just said that um, the pain that you are feeling today cannot compare to the joy that is coming. So whatever you're feeling right now, and maybe another like negative or something that makes you not really comfortable enough, just believe that later on when you facing those kind of things and the uncertainty things, it would you know like creating some kind of joyful and creating some kind of like very pleasure moment for you gitu. So I probably can say that was my very first until today I still remember about that quotes, and actually that quote is actually coming to the Bible, from the Bible. So yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. And then we have the next question coming from Isaac in Unhas.
Okay, thank you, Chair. So, hi, Kak Icho. My question is, if there's some people hate you, why do you think there is reason to hate you? Thank you.
Okay, I think like some people are rude and they even like can hurt you with no reason. So when they actually don't like you, then yeah, that's absolutely they hate you gitu. But for me, towards my personality, I probably can say maybe it's all about my weaknesses, as what I mentioned before. More into like because I am too loud and so annoying somehow, or most of the time. And then the next one maybe because I am very very selfish towards my ideas, and then like maybe people will hate about that. And yeah, I think yeah, those two things can make people hate me.
Okay, thank you. And then we have the next question from Isaac on us again.
Okay, thank you, Chair, and hello again, Kak Icho. So my question is, what is the most unexpected decisions in your life that turns out to be the bad things, and how do you cope up with it? Thank you.
Okay, I think the unexpected decision is actually, flew away to Jogja, and I, studying in Jogja and UPAN VY, because maybe it was very hard for me, like during my senior high school experience. I got bullied a lot of times, and I was thinking that maybe, like it would be another, hurting moment for me, because it would be a lot of people there, and then like different type of people also. And somehow, like, I was very worried about, to going very far away from my hometown. Even if like I am very close enough to my hometown, it's still happening. What would happen if I go far? But in the end of the day, I probably can say Jogja and UPAN VY, it's really changed me a lot towards the decision that I made right now, and it makes me until I am today, like I am sit here and talking to you, and yeah, I probably can say it would be giving me some kind of positive changing. Thank you, Tasha.
Okay, thank you very much. And then we have the next question from AIESEC and Usu.
Okay, thank you, Chair. And also, hello, Bang Icho. So my question, what was the most regretful decision or advice that you ever have made or given to someone along your journey in AIESEC? And could you share with us what you've learned from it? Thank you.
Okay, my regretful decision, I probably can say maybe it coming from AIESEC, because I was the VP OGV back then, and then I applied for LCP, and then when I am a VP OGV, I have like a lot of VP who wants to return, and there are actually around like 3 people who return, and I think that actually one of my regretful decision, because at the very first beginning, I starting my LCP experience, 2 of the returner is resigned. So, and then I was thinking that I thought that they are going to, supporting me, and also can have the ownership and the motivation toward the role. But in the end, they cannot have that. So I think it would be my regretful decision, because in the end, I'm choosing the one who I reject, and then like the girls and all the girls who I reject back then, it actually becoming the VP. So yeah, I think it is not really wiseful decision that I made so far.
All right, thank you. And then we have another question from AIESEC in UGM.
Thank you, Chair. Hello, Taiko. So good luck for today. I have a question for you. So as I see you as an energetic person, is there any time when you feel exhausted, and how do you usually restore your energy? Thank you.
Okay, there are 2 things that I can restore my energy, and the very first one is all about like communicating and talking with people. Like I always talking to people like so lot, even if in an MC team, even after our like working hour, I still talking with them. And then the next one is watching movie with my OGX peeps. Like we always having which is Arum and also Meli, because we always like watching together. And it actually giving me another sign of like taking a backward, and yeah, just be cool for your things that maybe you cannot finish today. And another things, maybe personally from me, I love to walk. Like I love to walk alone, and I love to running with Anaka. So it is actually another calming moment for me to reboosting my energy and finding my energy again. And the last one is because I am right now in Jakarta, I really love like taking MRT, going around and around without doing anything, just with your music, your Spotify, and also your phone. So I think it is another things on activity that I do right now.
All right, thank you very much. And then now we have the question from MCP Indonesia team.
Thank you, Kauran. So my question for Nico is, how do you perceive loneliness, and do you have the courage to be lonely? And please answer. Please explain your answer.
Ulangnya apa? Can you repeat again?
Okay. So, how do you perceive loneliness, and do you have the courage to be lonely? And please explain your answer.
Okay. Loneliness for me when actually you have the moment that you don't fit in with the people, you don't you don't belong with like anyone else, and also maybe you don't have anyone to trust. And then when you have the time to actually feeling that, I probably can say it is the definition of loneliness for me. And then do I have a courage to be lonely? Of course I am, because somehow you cannot expect people to do everything that you want to be. And then I was feeling lonely back then, even if in my current MC term I was feeling lonely. But in the end, I know like how to actually coping and dealing when you feel lonely. Tell them that you are actually feeling something different than maybe the other people don't even feeling about that. So when you can share about your feeling, it makes them understand that they actually another people that actually should support you and giving another emotional support. So I think would be
Okay, thank you very much. It's been a while now. Maybe Nico, you can take your time to sip a drink to relax for a bit. And then right now we have more questions from AIESEC and UI, TU, UMN, PM. Oh, we have like around 5 to 6 more questions. Okay, so Nico, whenever you're ready to start again. Okay, okay. So now we have the question from AIESEC and UI. Go ahead.
Okay, so Kaicho, I want to ask you, what is your relationship status based on expat status? Thank you.
Based on what?
Based on expat status.
I think the conversion rate starting from sign up to realize is really like very low. And I was on break realize 2 times if we're talking about about expa. And then I actually sending a lot of application. Sending a lot of application, but yeah, somehow the company is really picky. And then like another preference that actually they need to find. So yeah, I'm still waiting for another approval and acceptance. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. And then we have another questions from AIESEC and TU.
Okay, so hello, Kite, having your food and your facility. People. I hope that's clear enough. Thank you very much.
Dear, can you repeat again, because it's kind of not clear enough.
Okay, yes. So, yeah, which type of person are you? Do you are person of who makes the porridge or who don't? And what do you think of people What do you think of both type of people?
Okay, what type of porridge eater I am? I could say that I don't like to mix them because it is, you know, like losing the essential shape and essential, you know, like perfect placing from the porridge itself. But yeah, if I should describe like what would be the type of people, you know, like the one who mix it and also like don't mix it, I can say that people don't mix it more into, they like to organize and doing something. You don't have to, you know, like creating another creative ideas, just focus on what matters. And then for the mixed one, I probably can say they are very explorer, they are very adventurous, they want to, you know, like mixing everything and making it is not in shape with, but in the end it's still tasty. And also somehow I can say that they are super you know, not really like in terms of, you know, like well organized. They tend to, you know, doing some kind of flexibility. Hope this is not going to make you hate me, guys.
Okay, so thank you very much. So hopefully this is the only decision that we have. Yeah, let's be united after this. Okay, and then now we have the question from AIESEC in UMM.
Hello, Kak Ijo. I would like to thank you that you have been here. So I see that you are energetic person and also you are already some prepare well. Okay, if you break enough, can you do some any kind dance right now for us? Any kind dance. Thank you.
Okay, I can do dance, guys, but I'm not really good dancer like Demi. So yeah, if you want to find the best one, you can go today. Maybe I can go to with what is love? Yeah, what is love? So I
Do we need to play like the rap or the bridge for you? Do you need the song?
Can you play the?
Yeah, okay, so we're going to have a bit more time here for another brief performance by our MCP candidate. Thank you very much for the brief performance, Nico. And then thank you also for the request. And then we have another question from AIESEC in PM.
Hi again, Kak Icho. So, Kak Icho, as you know that MCLC relationship would be so complicated. We have love-hate relationship, right? And if you were elected as the MCP for the next term, maybe you can set expectation for the elects of the LCPs from now on. What will you do, or what is going to be happening if there is some conflicts? But make it personally because it's a personal space. Thank you.
Okay, maybe the very first expectation that I would like to share to you guys, which communication. So like when it comes to you having a problem in your LC, or maybe if you have some kind of issue that's maybe related to the MC, just approaching me and telling me about your current situation. And then the next one, more maybe my expectation is talking as a CEO talking about business and partnership, because I probably can say don't push the other to let you up, or push the other to let them down, because I probably can say yeah, we should supporting each other, MC and also LC, or even like each LC. And then the next one is acting like a king and queen, because you are the king and queen in your LC. So ensure that what you are actually doing is actually reflecting on how they perceive AIESEC. And then the next one, yeah, I know being LCP is really hard, but in the end, yeah, we should have some kind of bonding, guys. We should creating some kind of, like outside AIESEC activity bonding activity, probably can say. So I think would be my answer.
Okay, thank you very much. And then now we have the question from AIESEC in PM. Keep in mind that this is probably going to be the last questions. I saw AIESEC in UB raising their hands. If we still have time, we're going to proceed to the second UB. But then if not, this is going to be the last question. Okay? AIESEC in PM, you might shut away your very last questions for this portion.
Okay, so thank you, chairs. Hello, Kak Icho. So I want to ask, what do you think is the most beautiful thing you've ever seen or experienced? Thank you very much.
Okay. The most beautiful thing that I ever seen is my mom, actually. Like, she is very beautiful. Like, she inspires me and motivates me to do everything with the passion and, compassion. And then if we're talking about being a human, I probably can say Alpine Mountain, because I was back then GV going to like Slovakia, and then like like part of going GV is going taking holiday, and then like I went there, and it was very like very high. With that I'm probably can say that being a human, we are very small, so like you don't have to you don't have to let people down, because like everyone just same. And then another things maybe the satisfying things that I always think in Jakarta is skyscraper, because I love to see skyscraper from the below, or maybe the above, because I really like seeing like something like very high rather than me to make me realize that I am still small.
Okay, so that's all for the personal questions block. Let's give our MCP candidate a round of applause. Okay, so thank you very much for all the members who have asked your questions. It's been a very great 45 minutes or 60 minutes, I guess. I lost track of the time, but now it's already 10:45. Now it's actually time for the external question block. Nico, you may sip a drink first. Everyone at home, everyone here, you may also sip your drink, relax your shoulder, move around for a bit before we start the external part. Okay. So here we already have the external panelists ready. As you may have read in the chat that here we have Ibu Ita Budi. Good morning, Ibu Ita Budi.
Morning, good morning all. Selamat pagi, salam sehat semuanya. Ya.
Ibu Ita. Halo Ibu.
Hi. Hi everyone. Looking good, all of you. Demiro, all the who else that, yeah, some of the faces that I recognize here. Right. Thank you for inviting me for the external partner. Oh, I've seen Ibu Santi as well is already present. Mbak Santi, apa kabar?
Hi, Ibu Santi. We have Ibu Santi here as one of the external panelists.
Ibu Santi is, hi. It's frozen, I think, a little bit.
Hi, hello, good morning.
Selamat pagi, Mbak. Sehat?
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Salam dari kota gede ini.
Asik.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in Kota Gede, Yogyakarta right now. So, but I'll be going back to Jakarta next week. Okay.
Very nice to hear.
Who else?
And then we also have Azalia, Ibu Azalia, and then we have Bu Jenili and also Bu Erita. Maybe it's time to turn on the camera and let's have a sound check and greet each other. Hai,
Halo, selamat pagi. Bu Ita, Bu Santi, semuanya AIESEC Indonesia.
Selamat pagi. Ada Jenny. Hai Jenny, you are blurred. Ya, oke.
Iya, Bu.
Elena.
Halo, good morning. Selamat pagi.
Pagi.
Selamat pagi. Salam kenal.
Iya, salam kenal juga buat yang nggak kenal saya.
Saya mau nyapa malah Bu Santi, Bu Ita, apa kabar dulu? Saya yang disidang sama Bu Santi sama Bu Ita. Sekarang ketemu lagi, alhamdulillah. Ini ada Kak Jenny. Hai Kak, apa kabar?
Halo, Asa.
Good to see you and salam kenal nih Mbak Nita ya dipanggilnya. Betul nggak aku?
Mbak Erita.
Iya. Salam kenal ya Mbak.
Salam kenal Mbak. Selamat pagi, Rita Bu Santi, Mbak Jenny, Mbak Azalia.
Mbak.
Mbak Dian nggak jadi external panel, Demiro?
Jadi belum masuk aja kali.
No, we have five panels, but Dian tidak menjadi external panel untuk eleksi. Ya, gitu. Jadi cuma berlima aja.
Sorry?
So there will be only five of you becoming the external panel for today. Thank you very much for taking the time. But Dian will not be part of the external panel for this election.
Okay. What about Pak Matthew? Is he our next panel as well? No?
He have another agenda today.
Terus Pak itu satu lagi Agi. Siapa namanya Pak Eki yang satu lagi itu?
Yes.
Eri.
Pak.
He's also having another agenda today as well.
Okay.
Oke.
Alright then.
Semuanya bagi tugas Bu kayaknya. Sudah dapat tugas.
Iya. It seems that you just had a very robust discussion with the candidate. Yeah. 45 minutes or something. Discussion?
We did, and we're going to have another section with the external panels after this.
Yeah. Are we starting now? I mean, is it officially started or what? Demiro, or who is actually the MC for this or the host for this session?
Halo Ibu, I will be the chair. My name is Owen. Pagi semuanya, sehat-sehat ya. Sekarang semuanya udah lengkap external panelnya di sini. Jadi salam kenal Ibu Ita Budi, salam ketemu kembali Ibu Santi, Baza, dan salam kenal juga Bu Jenny dan juga Bu Erita. Gitu. Oke, mungkin bisa dimulai dengan external sessionnya, and this election will be conducted in English. So maybe we will be listening for the entire discussion, the question and answer. Are we good to start, perhaps? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so as you may have already known, you look at the screen to all the members at home. Here we have our 5 external panels. We are taking the time to explore the candidates with you. So here we have, just to introduce all of them again one by one, here we have Ibu Ita Budi, and also Bu Santi as part of the Board of Advisors of AIESEC Indonesia. And then we have Bu Erita, the Danone Aqua representative. And then we have Bu Jenny Lee as part of the AIESEC advisory group. And then last but not least, we have Bu Azalia as our former AIESEC Indonesia president. Okay, so all of the external panels are here, and then we can start with the external block. And then maybe I can give a little bit of run through about how's the process going to be. The full members are going to, sorry. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so the external panel will be given 60 minutes to ask any questions to the candidates, be it about the personal or the strategical questions. There's no limit. There's also no limit in the duration in which you can ask the question. For example, for one question, usually you are given 1 minute. But if you think that you need more time to ask the questions longer than 1 minute, you are welcome. Yeah. And then the candidate then we only have 30 seconds to think and then 1 minute to answers. And then maybe we can proceed first. Maybe Bu Ita Budi, do you mind asking the first question?
All right then. Hi Nico, where is Nico? You look very small in that screen.
Hi, Buita.
Hi Nico. Are you nervous?
Of course, Buita. This is going my very first time.
Okay. All right. But first, congratulations for being the only candidate. So the spotlight is on you, Nico. Well, basically, you have to convince us that you are really, really, well, you are there. You are really the good candidate, and it's really worth it to elect you later as the MCP of AIESEC Indonesia. Yeah. Okay. So, but
thank you, Vita.
Yeah. Well, Nico, do you think AIESEC is still relevant in the current world? I mean, yes, this is a very fast moving world, and it's a digital age and all that. And we have this youth organization, we call it. And do you think AIESEC is relevant, still relevant for now and for the future? And can you please explain your answer?
Okay. Okay, thank you, Vita, for the question. It actually really hit me a lot. Maybe I could say, AIESEC still relevant for nowadays? I probably will for sure saying it is really relevant because it's still actually being one of our ambition to achieving peace and fulfillment of potential. And even today, I still feel that we don't still have some kind of like war in terms of our internal self, and then also not really like everyone understand enough like how to fulfill the potential toward the value itself. And then maybe another thing that why I still say that AIESEC really relevant because I really want to see one day I am able to tell my grandchildren that I talk about AIESEC and how AIESEC can make some kind of differences toward myself and also the society. So I can say it is still relevant. Another things also, the opportunity that are actually happening right now, which is most of the people in AIESEC we are coming from the demographic which is the Gen Z people. So like most of the people are really passionate and also creating more focusing on how to contribute contribute for something. And then for another things I could probably say about the technology that we have right now, the platform, the channel, or maybe something towards another additional supporting things that can help AIESEC to grow. Yeah, I think that is my question, my answer.
Yeah. Okay. So okay. So you think AIESEC is basically irrelevant, and you explain about the why it's irrelevant, and how do you connect AIESEC with the current issues? What is the top issue now? What is it in everyone's minds now? What do you think of what is in everyone's minds now? In most people's mind.
Okay.
And a lot of it for business and for communities in general.
there is one issue that is really hot topic in this world. What is it? Do you think first?
Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ita, but I think for now, what I'm thinking is all about mental health. Or mental health, I probably can say, because in this generation, like most of the youth, most of the teenager, always thinking about this one. They always feel overwhelming. They always feel burnt out when it actually when it comes to like virtual things. So I can say it is, but if I am answering wrong, I'm sorry, Vita.
No, that's yes. Mental health is one of the big issues these days, especially because we have been cooped up mostly, and we are alienated from a lot of our friends or families, and physically. I mean. But there is one issue that is really being talked about a lot. It's about environmental issue. It's about climate change and ESG. That is the issue that's in everyone. That should be thought of. If you don't think about it, then you should you should start thinking about it, right? How do you connect this AIESEC, this organization, if you are the MCP leader, with this ESG issue? You know what ESG stands for, right? Abbreviation of ESG. ESG.
I don't know about it, Vita.
Anyone knows? What is ESG? Well, I'm sorry, ESG. I was talking about what is the E word in ESG?
Environmental, social, and government.
And governance. Environmental, social, and governance. Yes. Yeah. This is the issue that we should be thinking of, and now you know what ESG is, and how do you connect AIESEC with that ESG issues?
Okay. Regarding about environmental things and climate change, I probably can say for now, like AIESEC can contribute for direct impact, but currently what we are doing is about creating another indirect impact, which how we can influence people to do the same thing, which is how we currently what we are going to do. What we are currently do is about like creating some kind of campaign and supporting some kind of social responsibilities project towards the company itself. So I think because we are very independent, so like we cannot only working by our side, so like we need to connect and engaging another partners. We need to connecting with another probably can say like government to support what we are doing right now. So the peace and fulfillment of human potential can be achieved when we actually can gather like multiple power towards the society. And then the next one maybe more into, because for now like we facing the pandemic situation, and that's something that we cannot control, but what we can control is how we can make people understand about the essential of this organization through all the initiative project that we have. So basically I can say through AIESEC Future Leader and also local project that we currently working on, it also bringing for something that is really good and matters for the youth in Indonesia to actually more sympathetic and also care about the social project itself gitu. And then I probably can say from the local project, most of the project that they are delivered right now, it actually coming for the mental health, and then the next one more into environmental, and then it can help people to giving the awareness, and through that we can creating another domino effect for the youth itself.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Nico. I think it's for now it's enough from me. Perhaps I'll leave it back to the chair of Oren. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ibu Ita, for the several
Makasih,
questions.
Wita.
And now
Yeah.
we can have another external panel to ask the questions. Maybe someone wants to take the second turn.
May I go? I
Yes.
can follow up on Bu Ita's question actually. Nico, first of all, congratulations for taking this step. It's going to be an exciting process, I believe. It's going to be memorable. I still remember I was in AI panel and an MCP of Indonesia as well. So I would like to actually follow up on Buita Budi's question, which is really relevant. As we know right now, a lot of companies and even in the stocks market, a lot of eyes are being put in the companies that focusing on sustainability. And not only sustainability, but also an energy that is sustainable. So we're talking about electric vehicle, creation of battery, and how Jokowi is actually trying to prevent all this nickel export before even like the processing of that. So we, as Indonesia, gonna gain benefit of it. So you mentioned that AIESECers, of course, we are always doing project about environment. It has been done in the past 20 years. I mean, since our time or even before my time as MCP. So I think I just would like to follow up. Well, let's say if I'm an AIESECer this year and I follow all your program, what would be the special thing that I have about member AIESEC compared to other student that is not in AIESEC, but also maybe aware about environmental problem? Because there are a lot of environmental social organization, right? Like Sungai Watch, or let's say beach cleanup. They are also focusing on environment. They also have an experience on project and environment. So what is it that's gonna be special about AIESEC apart from just simply, like doing project and environment based on what you have in mind about the program for this year that you're gonna bring to AIESEC Indonesia?
Okay, thank you, Mbak Jenny, for the question. It is very hard question actually, but let me answer it. I think what makes them special when they actually contribute or being part of our project, or maybe being as a member, because I believe that being a member of AIESEC, it's not only about being the ambassador for the organization, but also the advocates for action for the goals that we have right now, which is the SDGs. So I think the homework for our members is not about they are doing that things, but more into how they can advocating it through like through the global actions that we have right now. And then the next one maybe could say that we are very strong enough in terms of the value that we are uphold in AIESEC, which is striving for excellence, enjoying participation, living diversity, demonstrating integrity, acting sustainably, and the very last one is about activating leadership. And those kind of things are actually shaping a member, or maybe the participant that actually joined to our project. And then somehow, even if they are not realizing about this shaping, and also they are developing those kind of values, but we're trying to making sure that we are creating, we are giving some kind of evaluation towards our future leader. And then the next one maybe could say the culture that we have, Mbak Jenny. I could say it's totally different. Like when people seeing us someone that actually having AIESEC experience, like most of the external people always say that AIESEC member is very hard worker, and then they are very detailed, and like they're fulfilling their capacity during their organization, and they are very loyal to their organization, because they can able to join the organization until 3 years, 4 years. So can you imagine if another AIESECer joined to the, maybe let's say the company for like contributing for something? So I think it would be my answer, Mbak.
All right. Yeah, I give it back to chair, or probably some other panel.
Thank you very much, Ibu Jenny. Maybe another panel would like to follow up to that questions, or maybe there's another question that you'd like to ask to the candidate. Maybe perhaps from Ibu Erita, Bu Aza, or Ibu Santi.
Yang muda-muda dulu lah. Okay, then I think I will proceed. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hi, Nico.
Hi, Bu Arita.
This is Aza speaking.
Oh, Aza. Oh. Halo, Kak Aza.
Hi, congratulations for the courage and also the process up until now. Enjoy the ride.
Yeah,
So
sure.
I already see, I saw your package, and I see that you have quite a thorough research on what do you want to do in your term. And I see it's really, really compact plan with a lot of things that you would like to do. So considering that you have quite a limited time, which is a year, and it's 1 year gross, also not the net one. What will, if this is the end of the term from Nico, let's say you got elected, what will be the thing that people will remember you? One thing from the internal and then one thing from the external. That's my questions.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Kak Aza, for the question. I've been thinking about this one lately. What people will remember about my term if I get elected. But simply, I could say in internal things, in our internal organization, I want to, like people, like all the members of AIESEC Indonesia, remember my term as a term of full of sense of belonging, when like everyone gathering those kind of belonging towards each member, and then they have the passion, they have the contribution for what they are doing right now in AIESEC. And then for the external things, I really wish that AIESEC can be another integral part of Indonesian development. Because for now, I could say we are doing a lot of things. We engage people, we engage youth, we engage even like we bringing people to having like work out abroad. But somehow like I don't see. I'm still figuring out. Like I'm still trying to find a way how people when Indonesia having those kind of news in terms of developing, and then like AIESEC was stated there, AIESEC will be mentioned there, and then people will say it's all about because of AIESEC, because AIESEC doing this one, and then it contributing for the development of Indonesia. I think it would be my answer, Kak Adi.
Okay, thank you. I have a follow-up question to that. So I get what your answer is for the internal is the sense of belongingness, and then AIESEC is a part of Indonesia development. Now let's say that you can only have 1 quarter to finish your term. You only have 3 months to do your term, and then you can only make 3 roles in your structure, including you. What will you do to focus, to aim for what you aspire? Who will you took and why?
Is it about the role or what, Kak Aza?
Why did you make that decision about what will you do and who will you took?
Okay. Okay, if I only got 3 months left, and then maybe I haven't finished my dreams about AIESEC in AIESEC Indonesia.
I'm sorry. Not 3 months left, but let's say you got elected right now, and then you only have 3 months for your entire term.
I see. Okay, Kak Aza. I think I'm trying to make the mindset itself, Kak Aza, towards our member. On maybe I cannot continue another another period of time to creating these kind of dreams. But if I can focus on transitioning the mindset and also the essence of what I am really dream about for AIESEC Indonesia, it can bringing some kind of legacy for the other. And then for the next one, it would be for the members. And then the next one, in terms of developing, being the integral part of Indonesian development, is more into creating some kind of strategic partnership for some partners that may be having the same culture and also values, so that even if I cannot continue the job, or maybe even if I cannot continue the ambition, but the correlation between the partnership itself is still exists, and it can creating another bigger impact.
Okay, so who will you took with you? The 3 roles?
Okay, 3 roles would be partnership development, and also another one would be talent management.
Okay, thank you, Iko. Thank you. I will get space back to the chair.
Thank you,
so
Kak
much
Azza, for the
for the questions. And then maybe we have another question from Bu Erita or maybe Bu Santi.
Okay, Bu Santi, do you want to take the next question?
Okay, let me try. You're candidating for being the president for the next year, right? So the question is, what have you achieved so far that you believe would qualify you to take up this responsibility to become president? What have you contributed so far to your opinion that brings you the confidence to lead the AIESEC for the next year?
Okay, thank you so much, Ibu, for the question. I could say that the contribution that I made so far, starting from myself, actually, Bu Santi, because I believe that I am changing myself from my past, the way how I coping with uncertainty, the way how I leading something, and also how I connect with some people. And it was very challenging situation back then when I was members, when I haven't got the chance or maybe the opportunity for being the LCP back then. But it actually, the contribution that I made until today, like I feel so much changed, because I was always trying to thinking about my past, like my hard times. But today, like I am positively thinking that what you are doing today, it actually is actually can support you for the future itself. And then another contribution that I already made, I think especially for AIESEC, I don't know like what people thinking about the way how I manage the function and also the operation, but simply I can for now, like for my very first 6 months of being MC VP TMOD, most of the VP that I already do 101, Ibu, like they always say that I am creating another sense of culture, or maybe sense of a situation of my commission more colorful, more bright, and then like yeah, you can actually creating something different, Kak, gitu. And then you creating those kind of engaging space for everyone. So I probably can say another contribution that I made for my commission, it's all about creating a welcoming and also friendly environment. And then for another things, contribution that I made so far, if I can say, probably for now I can say that AIESEC Penviwa is really growing, is my hometown home LC right now. And then I can say that it also part of my contribution when I was an LCP in 2020, and then like, I can see they can continue the legacy until today, and it's something that makes me happy until today, and another reason for me to actually stay, because I want to see that LC to like growing another things, and can impacting and influence other LC too. And then regarding about award, I can say during my LC level, we got the highest award in terms of operation and another function back then in 2020, and it influenced the success, or it influenced the people to do more and creating something better.
Well, lagi
I
AIESEC.
think this would be my answer, Bu.
Apanya? Tapi gue lagi jadi panen. Okay, so therefore, concretely, because of that, what is your concrete targets, let's say, based on that, what you've achieved for this fiscal year that you're going to be MCP, president of it? I mean, you have a lot of dreams, you have a lot of, you've laid down all what you try to achieve in its function, but concretely, you know, in terms of number of LC, number of members, or whatever you try to achieve. Let's say you're talking about partnership development and talent management, right? Where are you today, and what do you believe within the year that you'll be presiding you would be able to materialize with your leadership? You have something concretely in mind, because if you start thinking the minute you take up the presidency, how much time do you have to materialize that? That's the point. So I would like to see concrete target that you believe is achievable. Do you have any of that?
Yeah. All right, Bu Shanti. In terms of operation and our initiative, it would be total of 4,229. It consists of incoming virtual professional program 15. The goal is 15, and then local internship is 45, and then outgoing global talent is 10. Outgoing global teacher is 9. Outgoing virtual professional program is 50. And then AIESEC future leader approval is about 3,000. And then a local project approval, it's about 1,100 approval. And then when we look up to the supporting function, which is talking about TM, finance, and also external, the very first one, leadership promoter score of AIESEC in Indonesia for the next term would be 8.8 compared to the current situation, which is we can achieve around 8. So I positively can believe that we can improve, and also we can increase the leadership promoter score. And then for the promoter itself, the percentage of promoter, currently we have it around 67% of a whole of our entity in Indonesia. And then I want to make it more into 75% of promoters over AIESEC in Indonesia. And then for the MOCR, it would be about like 12 months, so that for my next successor, or maybe for the next legacy, they can still continue the impact of AIESEC. And then for the BD itself, we can actually raising 300 million rupiah to deals for like any kind of partnership. And then towards the LC level itself, I probably wants to have a target of 80% of LC is full member, Bu Santi.
Thank you. Okay, no further question.
All right.
May I follow up based on Bu Santi's question?
Sure.
Sure. Yes, please.
I mean, Nico, you've mentioned about what you want to achieve, right? Can I understand, if you only have 3 bullets, main strategy, what will you do? And please do not answer me like with the collaboration of all the LCs, then we will achieve that, because that's not what I'm looking for. I'm really looking for what is the strategy that you're going to have, considering the external risks that are happening right now in Indonesia that you consider important, or the topics that you think important, or the partnership that you want to build. Mention as well, who are the partners? Why do you think they are the one that we want to tap? Please elaborate that, just 3 strategy that you have in mind.
Okay. 3 strategy, maybe the very first one is more into partnership, business development, raising 300 millions deals for our BD, Kak Jenny, because I know for now, like, we have a lot of opportunity from our new upcoming partnership and also our sustain partner so far. So I probably can say it is still achievable if we actually can understand about the model value to the external, and then how we actually can utilize our resource right now, which is our member, our, let's say, like, their participation toward maybe, let's say, some kind of survey. It's really helpful in terms of partnership, and also our brand too, because I could say right now the brand of AIESEC is really higher, even if, like, people who join AIESEC right now, it's really people register for AIESEC. So I think it's another opportunity that we can use for. Next one is more into which is like 80% of else.
Okay. Before yeah, Nicole, can I just follow up based on this, just to make sure you're not skipping this point? So when you say a model value, right? We want to maintain our partnership. We want to expand our partnership. Based on the external trend right now, what is the model value that you think makes AIESEC really worth it for, let's say, another company wants to partner with us, that you would really like to push in this year?
Okay. Jenny, maybe the very first one, I could say that we can engage more youth when it comes to the company once the customer is actually coming from youth, and then we can provide them the customer of youth, because we are focusing on giving awareness and also having the same customer, which is youth. And then the next one, maybe could say our supporting our SG and also our alumni, that actually I could say can be another branding for AIESEC to actually investing our partnership, because somehow they want to see like how many people that are actually successful after they are going out from this organization. And then I can say that from our BOA, from our SG and our alumni, they are actually the ambassador, or maybe the advocates of our organization right now. And then the next one, more into the project that we have right now, because somehow it actually focusing on SDGs, and for now, like, company mostly talking about corporate social responsibility. So we can focusing and also helping the partners for or the company towards those kind of things.
Okay, you can continue to the next 2 strategies.
Okay, thank you so much, Kak Jenny. And then the next strategy would be active percent of full members, because I believe that in order to making the entity sustainable, we need to ensure those kind of minimum criteria in LC, so that everyone can say that is balanced and also sustained. And I could say that what actually the opportunity that we can utilize and also still doing right now, because for now, like, the membership MMC process is refreshed by the team of MC, and then I think it probably can shape them to focusing more on their sustainability. And then the next one is more into how we actually can create some kind of support for the LC level, so that we're not only tracking them to actually fulfilling their minimum membership criteria, but we also help them to make sure that the checklist that they have right now, it actually something that we need. It is the minimum thing that we need. So like I want to actually asking the LC to be able to ensure their sustainability. And then the very last one, I could say it would be coming for the operation probably, Kak Jenny, because I believe in order to creating another impact, it would come from the leadership experience that we deliver to the customer, which is from our initiative, which is AIESEC Future Leader and also local project. I think it is my question, my answer, Kak Jenny.
Okay, just one last follow-up based on your strategy number 3, right? Let's say
more and more LC to actually contribute for the result of the goals itself. And then the next one may be more into the product development, because I believe that most of the people for really fatigue enough to actually coming to the virtual webinars or maybe virtual bootcamp, and that what's actually happening right now. Like most of the people are very depressed and also overwhelming for the online itself. So I think it is another way that we can create right now for like those kind of bottleneck that we have from the external, which is creating some kind of product development towards future leader and also local project. And but we still have the same values that we want to deliver from that project.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Kak Jenny.
And now maybe we have Bu Erika to ask the questions to the candidate.
Yeah. Okay. Hi, Nico.
Halo, Ibu.
Hi. So nice to meet you. So for me, I'm very happy to see a very young man like you with all these aspirations and all the creativity and visions for the future. So what I would like to ask is actually on your audience, on your target audience. So who is the main target audience of AIESEC? I know that you are focusing on young people out there. Do you know how many young people out there in Indonesia?
Okay. How many people, young people in Indonesia? It probably I don't have like a specific number, Bu Erita, right now, but I probably can say it more in about like 40% of demographic of Indonesia is consists from the youth itself.
Okay, so again, I think it depends on which age group you want to target. So I know that, for example, for me coming from the partner company from AIESEC, we rely on you to help us influence a positivity to the young audience out there. But we really also would like to understand who is actually your main target within this young audience, and then within AIESEC organization, but also beyond AIESEC organization. And then how do you normally define your main target, and how do you see what should be the critical issues relevant for them, so that you can create a relevant program as well for them? So I think that's my first question. So you can answer first, and then we can continue to discuss.
Okay, I think if we're talking about like how we can define our audience target, I probably can say like most of the audience that we have right now in AIESEC, their persona is more into the people who seek for leadership experience. So probably we can actually finding some organization or maybe some company that really uphold leadership towards their organization, so that after we can actually having the partnership, it would be have some kind of alignment towards the customer itself or the audience. And then the next one, the audience of AIESEC is also very passionate person who are really willing to finding like any personal development, because they are applying for AIESEC for seeking some kind of skills, some So when it comes to like people already know their effort to actually they know that this person is actually very passionate, so it will also bring something for the organization. And then another last one is more into most of the people apply for AIESEC because they see the impact that maybe they see from when they were in junior high school or maybe in a high school, because most of the project AIESEC deliver from in the social project, which is in their school, or maybe they see another people doing the same project. So I think the social impact itself can be another audience of us to making some kind of project too. And another the last one I could say it's more into about global, because this organization is really independent, and also we are a global organization. So it also can make people, it also can empathize the company and also the partner to actually thinking twice towards the current condition of this organization, because we are not only taking the audience inside the country, but we also can finding another audience outside the country.
Okay. And so we know that I think you're mentioning about more on the leadership. You want to recruit the people of AIESEC, the potential members of AIESEC who has the leadership. But we know that not all people has these behaviors, right? Yeah. And then we also want to have an impact to the majority of the people out there who might have not these kind of behaviors, or who might not be the tribes of AIESEC. So how can you make an impact to those people as well?
Okay. Okay. I think like how to actually fulfill the human potential to our external audience, which is our customer. It actually can start it from our member. How we can actually providing them some kind of enough, or maybe enough knowledge, enough trainership, enough mindset towards them, so that after they actually fulfilling their needs in this organization, they can influence other people that maybe don't have the privilege to become the members. And then for now, like what I actually seeing right now, to be able to be a member of AIESEC, AIESEC in Indonesia in this term, like most of the LC trying to find the people who are passionate and really have a good public speaking. But in the end, not everyone, not only public speakers, or maybe the freshman student who are very having some kind of public speaking is one thing, the leadership, but also like other people, like other student also wants to contribute more. So I think more into like how we can actually recreate the process, and also like how to define the membership itself. It's also can support people to feel and also taste AIESEC product, or maybe AIESEC experience.
Okay, thank you, Nico. Maybe one last question. I heard that I heard that seeking partnership is one of your 3 strategies that you mentioned before. So what criteria do you use to seek partners, partners with with the shared values as AIESEC?
I think the strategy that I would like to raising, the very first one is how we can actually focusing on the portfolio and organizational organizational and also product portfolio, because I believe like by that we can actually diversify our revenues from our product, our organizational branding, and so on. And then the next one is probably can coming from our the testimonial, which is coming from our members, from our external parties, which is our supervisory group, our board of advisor, and also our alumni that ever taste about AIESEC experience, so that people can believe what we are delivering right now. And then the next one is more into how we can actually giving some kind of standard refreshment toward the partners itself, how we can make them satisfied to our partnership, how to make sure that the partnership is not only looking for the revenue, but also the relation and also supporting the impact that we want to create. I think there will be three main strategy in terms of business development that I raised right now.
Okay. Okay, so thank you, Nico. Maybe I hand it over to the chair.
Okay, thank you very much, Rita, for the questions. We actually may have time for one last questions, maybe a very short one. Unfortunately, time is limited. Maybe we can go with the very last questions, if possible. Is there anyone who would like to throw away this last questions for our candidate?
Not question. I look forward to be taking advantage by you. You mentioned that you're going to use the network of the board of advisors and so forth. So we're already there, and I count the time that you'll be poking to our doors.
Yeah. Please help us, Ibu.
Yeah, it's very generous offer from Bu Santi. That's actually applies to all of us as well. And yeah, well, I don't know whether the current leadership of AIESEC has made use of that. Yeah, of that offer. Well, I haven't been myself. I haven't been approached a lot. Yeah, for the current leadership. So, but again, that remember that when for the next period as well. Yeah. And by the way, Nico, have you graduated from your?
Yeah. I finished my studies in this year actually on February, Ibu.
Oh, next year, next month.
Last year, 2020.
It's 2022. Yeah. What did you study?
Yeah.
What did you study? Because you didn't explain when you were asked about who you are. Huh?
Okay, I'm studying international relations, Ibu Ita.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, fakultas universitas apa ya, Nico?
UPN Veteran Yogyakarta, Ibu.
Oh, you are in Yogyakarta as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So I missed that when you first explained about you were in LCP in Yogyakarta. Yeah. Okay. Well, come and visit me here. In contact day.
Okay, Mbak. Okay, Bu.
Okay. After this, yes. And you're relaxed now. You answer all the questions. You're okay now. Feeling good about yourself?
Yeah. I'm very okay, and yeah, kinda relief right now, Ibu, because at first I really worry for the external panel because I will meet the wealthy knowledge people, so like I should be able to also be the same people like them.
Well, that's takes experience as well, and then you really have exciting times ahead of you, and then then any perhaps others want to ask him questions. Jenny, nggak mau tanya lagi nih. Ya, okay. Dari saya juga tidak ada lagi pertanyaan. I don't have any more questions. And well, I'll leave it to you guys. Just perhaps I'll hand it over to the chair, Auron, or Auron is please. We don't have any more time, is it? Or we still have time?
We still have time.
What are we supposed to do after this?
Yeah, thank you very much. Maybe we can give another. And all the other external partners, we still have time, but it's for the consolidation. Maybe after this, we will have another, we are allocating another 10 to 15 minutes for you to share what's your perspective about the process and the candidates. But before that, maybe we will ask Nico, the candidate, to leave the room first. And then after the room is already clear, maybe we can start to hear to what the external panels have to say about the candidate. To the people at home and also to the conference committee and also the NC member here in the room. Is that understood? Maybe the MC body for Nico can escort Nico out of the room first.
Can I say something first
Oh, yeah,
to the
sure,
external?
sure.
Okay.
Take your time.
Okay. Before I go right now, because like everyone asking me to go out, Ibu dan juga Mbak. Thank you so much Mbak, and also Ibu Ita, Ibu Santi, Mbak Rita, Mbak Jenny, Kak Jenny sama Kak Aza for the question. It's really make me understand about like how to run this organization and to be able to make this organization still sustain and looking for the another year. And yeah, thank you so much for all those really tough question. But I hope after this I can also get another support from you and creating another relation after this. Thank you, my external panel.
Good luck, Nico.
Good job. Good job. So yes, then the candidate will be walking very far away from this room. Maybe the same as the questions earlier. Maybe Budi, you would like to start first, or maybe you would hand it to someone else to share about your perspective. Unfortunately, we only have 15 minutes before the break, so maybe we can have a speedy run. If in case you have suggestion on the LC members to ask in the future, because after this we're going to have the strategical portion. Maybe you can also take this time to have to share suggestion and what kind of questions that you would like them to ask to the candidate as well for them.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe Buita, you may start.
All right. Yeah, actually, well, Nico is our only candidate, I think. But yeah, he has answered all the questions and at his best, I think, I believe, and he's tried now. Perhaps not all of the questions are answered satisfactorily, but sufficient, basically. And perhaps one thing that I'd like to share my observations now is, and then also all of you, and when later when you present this something, yeah, and you make a presentation or you answer questions, pace down a bit, yeah. Well, Nico talk very fast, and then I saw that it is a tendency in all of you. You perhaps because you are thinking very fast as well, but think about the audience, about people that is listening to you. Yeah, a lot of the answer actually lost to me. Yeah. Okay. So that is in when you are talking verbally, and also when you for your presentation, I glanced through Nico's presentation that was sent to me by Demiro. It's about who you are and all that, and then it's also that or in the previous or in the current leadership or presentation from you guys, you are always cramming so many things in your decks, yeah, in your presentation materials, and you don't make it, and it is so long-winded, yeah, and it's also the tendency that Nico has. Long-winded answers and so many things to put, and it's not clear. Yeah, and when you put up something, and you should be only points, important points, and explain them later. Yeah, then you don't need to put so many things in one page, basically. Yeah. And also try to answer in Nico doesn't explain, he didn't explain about himself clearly when it was asked in this in his previous questions, in his written answer to that. He didn't explain himself clearly. He didn't tell about himself, basically. Yeah, we didn't know anything. I even didn't know anything about him, whether he was. That's why I asked whether he was already a graduate or not. Yeah, not that thing. But I think he's okay. Yeah, that's. I think it's okay, and yeah, he's a good prospective leader for AIESEC for 2020 to 2023. Right? And wow, that's my quick observation, or not? That's perhaps the other observations about it. Yeah. Yeah. Silakan.
Thank you very much, Bu Ita Budi. Any other external panel would like to share their thoughts about the candidate?
Ayo Jenny.
Jenny nih.
Bu,
I love what Jenny says.
Ayo Bu Santi aja dulu, aku nanti nyusul.
I'm trying to learn a lot from the current generation, honestly speaking, how they think, how they see the world, how they express themselves, and yeah, I think I don't know. It's a reflection of what the world has created out of them. Okay, you know.
Yeah.
And so there is a certain worry from us, from me, you know, but we know on the other side, if they start doing things with the right, how do you call it, support, right, from my generation, especially the generation after me, who are in the 50s or 60s, sometimes it works. Although if you talk to them, you don't get the answer that you're expecting from them, okay? But once we get into a working mode, it works, okay? There is a synergy there. So that's why I'm a bit careful always in trying to raise the question. And I learned from BDI, of course, how to do interviews and so forth. So I'm trying to deploy that as much as possible, because you know, if you put the right question, maybe you got the right answer also. And I believe maybe like Bu Ita is saying, we have to guide them in their way of thinking. If they talk to somebody, what they're trying to achieve. In short, like, how do you sell yourself, right? In relation to what you're aiming at a certain meeting, right? You have a certain message or a certain aspiration that you would like, but actually, what do you expect to be the outcome of the meetings? I think that the strategic thinking is sometimes still not there, yeah, because they absorb a lot. If you see his presentation kit, he gathered all this information and is able to put it together, and I think along that process, his thinking is being shaped, right? So yeah, it's a nice to see and to read. So you start questioning, you know, our concern was, would he be able to deploy that, and how, right? So the how and the one that he gathered from this information gathering and shaping his mind of yeah, his mind, shaping his mind of what he could do or where he sees the potential is arise due to this preparation. But then they try to do a lot. They believe they can do that, right? So yeah, sometimes one has to go through the process. So that's why we have to let them make their mistakes, and that's how they learn the best, I guess. Yeah. So that's the positive thinking that I always carry now in dealing with the current generation. Yeah, because they admit they're overwhelmed. You heard that, and they also admit there is this what they express themselves, mental health, right, is the issue. And honestly, academically, there is already evidence that there is issues, serious issues on mental health, like depression, bipolarism, and so forth. It's evidence in their generation. It's a research subject at the moment. So yeah, my my challenge is how can we mitigate that? How can we facilitate the current generation to really leverage on who they are today? So I think that is I think one that we the board of advisors should sort of facilitate them to get to that path, ya, gitu ya. Karena that's the reflection of the current generation. Ya. You cannot expect differently. They grew in a different environment than we used to grow. There's a vast information, good information, right? And if you get it, you can shape that, and then so you have to see maybe in 2-3 years too, and then after a year and see. I think it's good to suggest that we reflect on all the leaders that have been MCP's leaders so far and see where they are today and how they pitch when they because some I've come across some of you guys who came across my ways, and they are somebody. So yeah, I'm a bit positive in that perspective. Thank you.
Thank you, Bu Santi. And then maybe we have another external panel who would like to share what they think about the candidates.
May I?
Sure. Yes, please.
I would like to just highlight how kind and nice Bu Santi and Bu Ita as a BOA, because they are really offering you, like as an organization, a helping hand. Really thank you about that. I think Bu Santi and Bu Ita, that's really amazing. If I were in the shoes of MCP, I would be like so happy right now to hear that, to know how supportive you both are. Just based on my brief assessment in this past 45 minutes, a certain caveat or notes that I would like to put to you all before hearing my assessment will be, think about this year, what kind of leader that you think AIESEC Indonesia will need. Because not every year you will need a leader that is strategic or critical thinking. In some year, you might need an MCP that is just like holding your hand in order for all AIESEC Indonesia to come together. But as a consequence of your choice, because in the future you're gonna support this MCP, you need to take responsibility based on your choice, right? Let's say if you choose an MCP that is really the strength is people, and really maybe not critical thinking and strategy, don't blame this person when it is not his strength, because you are the one that's saying, yes, he is going to be the MCP of this year. So I'm gonna really like put it in the plenary, think carefully what kind of leader that you will need this year. Yeah. Having said that, based on my assessment, like this year is gonna be a lot of transition. People are coming back to the office, going back to the university, but people are still scared of Omicron, but it's still half. People are already thinking about the economic growth. that is actually a very interesting opportunity that AIESEC can tap, right? And I think, I mean, based on what I agree with Bu Santi and Bu Ita mentioned, there are a lot of questions that is being answered, but it is not, it's just sufficient. It's like, if I will give an example, I would expect an answer that, okay, taking the answer of mental health. You know, there are certain interesting trends that we found from 26 of our LC about mental health. And those trends are 1, 2, 3. Based on those trends, I would expect I saw this best partner in this organization that is so good at mental health. We haven't cooperated with them. I think I want to strike partnership with them. And by the way, why we are eligible or so cool to them? Because we're representing 26 universities and we have engaged XXX amount of youth. If only there is an answer in that level, I will be already like, he is aware. It is not too broad. So if Oren was like asking, what kind of question that you might want to dig further later, is probably to understand the layer behind this high-level answer that Nico already gave in this panel. Maybe it's your job later on to understand what is it. But again, right, you know the strength of Nico. At the end of the day, it's your choice to select what kind of MCP that you think the organization needs. And by the way, sometimes it's not really about whether I like or don't like that person. As an LCP, as a leader, you need to think, what does this organization need? We need to stay professional and we need to stay not biased about that. So I guess that will be like the point of thoughts that I would like to give to the plenary. That's it.
Okay, thank you so much, Bu Jenny. And then maybe we have another external now who would like to share what they think about the candidate. Bu
Yes.
Erika or Bu Azza.
May I? I think I have something also adding with what Kak Jenny already mentioned. I think I will share from two point of view. First, since earlier Bu Shanti mentioned about DDI behavioral interview model, I think you are very familiar with this, Bu Shanti. Past behavior predict future behaviors and maybe in 2 years interval. So as you may see, achievement how Rico brings usually in this maybe past 2 years, you guys can predict how AIESEC Indonesia might be the approach or the point of view on what he would bring to the entity, and it really relates with what Kajeni already mentioned about what kind of leader that you guys need, because I believe that the one that really understand internally how AIESEC actually are is you guys. So then later when you going to ask the strategical questions coming from you, I really would like to invite you guys also to put it on the back of your mind in which part that I will support later as an LC, in which part that I will also contribute throughout my questions. And the second perspective is about being focused and to think about the sustainability of the organization, not only in the short term, but also in the longer term. I was an MCP for like 4 years ago, and one of my biggest learning right now when I'm already working, especially as a consultant, is that if only I can see, you may see the framework of the thinking what Kak Jenny already shared to you guys. It's a really simple and very effective way to think about the opportunity. And if only I can see in a bigger perspective how powerful the network of AIESEC currently we have internally, the potential of the network, and then the one that already been there, which is the alumni, the supervisory group, the board of advisor here. Oh my gosh, it's what a huge privilege that we have. What Kajeni already mentioned about the pandemic, in 2030 we might have a bonus demography, which is a lot of young talent going to rule the world, rule the country. What are we going to do right now? I mean, 2022 presidency of G20 is in Indonesia.
Frozen.
I'm sorry. Can everyone still hear Bu Aza talking? Where are we?
No, I cannot hear.
Okay. So unfortunately, we lost the connection with Bu
I'm very
Aza.
sorry. I think I got kicked out.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm back.
Okay,
Well,
sure. Please
I
continue.
don't know which one that the last part
I
that
think it
I'm
was
still
something around
connected.
G20, Asa.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Kak. So what I mentioned was like their youth was also play a big important role in that. And where was AIESEC? So I was saying is that when you have a lot of research, a lot of things in your plate right now, also choose carefully which will be your focus. You only have less than a year, but when you put that focus, also ensure that it will be sustainable enough for the existence of the organization, short term and in the long term. I think that's all. Thank you so much. Such an honor to be invited here. It's really nice to see everyone.
Thank you very much, Bu Aza. And now maybe Bu Erita, would you like to share your perspective about the candidate, being the very last panel to share?
Okay. Thank you. So this is actually my first experience attending and participating in this kind of panels, and I find it very robust, yeah, I guess, in terms of the election process. So congratulations for that. I think I'm echoing all the impression and message from the previous external panels. I would say that there are two things that maybe all the AIESEC members can keep in mind. So first one, I think, do you really understand the reason why behind the strategy that's being proposed by this new MCP candidate? So we know why we should do those, and not just because it seems interesting or fun to do those kind of activities. And then second, I think the prioritization, you need to understand that there can never be a limit in terms of ideas, but there's always be a limit in terms of the resources, be it a time, be it budget, or a number of members, or a manpower that you will have to execute those strategy. So you need to prioritize, and I see that I think Nico already mentioned lots of interesting activities, but I think you can focus and try to pick up which the top three strategies, for example, and then the rest might be just a tactical, not a very strategic. So I think in this era, we know we have lots of information, so sometimes simplicity is more. So to get the clarity in a simpler way might help. So I think that's all. Hopefully, it would be a good year coming from for AIESEC in the future. Thank you. That's all for me.
Okay, thank you very much once again to our external panels for the MCP election. Maybe we're going to take a photo first for a brief second. Maybe for the 5 actional panels, we will take a picture together, a screenshot. And then after this, we're going to proceed with the lunch break. Okay, so maybe the documentation team can give a sign if they are ready. Ready? Okay, so I will count from 3 to 1, and then we're going to have multiple screenshots all at once. Okay, so be ready from 3, 2, 1. Is that enough, or do we need another screenshot? One more? Okay, sure. We're going to have another screenshot. Okay, so here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay. All right. That's all for today's actional panel session. Thank you very much, Ibu Ita, Ibu Santi, Ibu Erita, Bu Jenny, and Bu Azalia. Thank you for making the time on this precious Saturday. So maybe we can, all of us here can give another round of appreciation for them. Okay. So this will be directed, oh yeah, sure. If any last words maybe before leaving. Okay, so after this, we're going to have the lunch break, everyone. Keep in mind.
To say thank you.
Thank you very much, Bu.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good luck, AIESEC.
Bye-bye. Sampai ketemu lagi semuanya. Terima kasih.
Stay healthy.
Bye.
Healthy, everyone. Okay, so yep, while they're leaving, don't leave yet. For all the members, we're going to have a lunch break. Just a friendly reminder that we're going to have another official roll call after the lunch break. So make sure to be ready in front of your laptop by 1 p.m. Make sure you've charged your device, all the connection is good, and then you're not spilling any water on your computer or anything. Just don't do anything reckless. Okay, so manage your time, manage your energy, manage your activities. Okay, so yep, see you at 12:50. Okay, by 12:50 we will open the room again and we will greet each other again. Okay, all right.
Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum, Drinking Frenzy. Mau bantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang.
Recording stopped.
Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum, Drinking Frenzy. Mau bantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum, Drinking Frenzy. Mau bantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum, Drinking Frenzy. Mau bantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, mau bantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, mau bantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, mau bantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, mau bantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, mau bantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, mau bantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, mau bantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, mau bantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, membantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, membantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, membantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, membantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, membantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, membantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, membantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, membantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, membantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, membantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, membantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, membantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, membantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, membantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, membantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, membantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, membantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, membantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, membantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, membantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, membantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, membantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, membantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, membantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, mau bantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, mau bantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, mau bantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, mau bantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, mau bantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, mau bantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, mau bantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, mau bantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, mau bantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, mau bantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, mau bantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, mau bantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, mau bantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, mau bantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, mau bantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, mau bantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, mau bantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, mau bantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, mau bantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, mau bantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, mau bantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main. Yang ngingetin makan banyak, tapi yang ngingetin minum? Drinking Frenzy, mau bantumu hidup lebih sehat, memenuhi hidrasimu jadi lebih seru. Tumbuhkan tanamanmu dan lengkapi koleksinya. Banyak fiturnya loh. Ajak temanmu main gamenya juga untuk hidup lebih sehat. Download Drinking Frenzy sekarang.